Hey friends, did you know that the Venus flytrap is a little bit of a misnomer? We'll talk about that in a second. But I thought since I was wearing my Venus flytrap shirt, because I'm going to go out with friends later, that I would like chat about the Venus flytrap. Okay, so the Venus flytrap is actually native to North Carolina in the United States. A lot of people think it's like some tropical plant from like Asia or South America, but nope, North Carolina gets this really cool native. The Venus flytrap needs to eat insects because it lives in a bog ecosystem, and bog ecosystems are not really well known for how many nutrients they have. In fact, kind of the opposite. They don't have very many nutrients, especially that of nitrogen. And some plants can just make their own nitrogen with their own symbiotic relationships, which would be a whole nother video. But Venus flytraps can't do that. So if you can't make your own nitrogen and your soil doesn't have any nitrogen, what's a plant to do? And the answer is to eat bugs. If you can't make your own nitrogen, you might as well just take it from someone else. It's a legitimate strategy. So that's why the Venus flytrap eats bugs, but it doesn't actually really eat flies or really any other flying insect. Only 5% of the Venus flytrap diet is that of flying insects. And that's mainly because flying insects can just wiggle their way free and fly away faster than the Venus flytrap can close. If we were to name the Venus flytrap based on what it actually eats, it should either be called the Venus spider trap or the Venus ant trap. Spiders make up about 33% of the diet, and ants make up about another 33% of the diet, and another 20% of the diet is split between beetles and grasshoppers. So yeah, not a lot of flies, as you can see. In fact, flying insect in general is just 5%. The Venus flytrap needs a mechanism to make sure that when it does close, it definitely has an insect inside, because it has all these really expensive to make digestive enzymes. And if you just close willy-nilly on like rain or like moss that fell from the tree above you, like you've just wasted a lot of resources that didn't actually help you at all, because you're not actually eating anything that's useful to you. So inside the Venus flytrap, inside the little trap part, there are these 3 little hairs. They're like little trigger hairs. And for the Venus flytrap to close, 2 out of those 3 trigger hairs need to be closed. If you've ever tried to like play with them and like stuck your finger in there, sometimes you might notice that it's really hard to get the trap to close on your finger, and that's because you have to brush the hairs, and you have to make sure that you get 2 out of 3 of those little tiny hairs, so that way, plant knows that it's a bug or thinks that it's a bug and doesn't think that it's just like anthropomorphically. You can't think it's a plant, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? So that way it doesn't actually close on something that isn't an insect. So there you have it. A really super short little video about Venus flytraps. Hope you found it interesting.